Well, g'day and welcome back once again, everybody. So, I'm sure you recognise it's been a very long time since we've actually done an update on our survivors and our building of Hobbiton here. The last one that we went through was down here. Now, we've got quite a few plans for the future, as we've now got new survivors. Here we've now got Captain Melville Fontaine and also Elio Ricci the Barber. So just to give you a bit of background on what I intend on doing, I've rescued both of these guys now, but for the Fisherman, because he's kind of affiliated with you know, the farm and animals, I'm going to put him near Emily Frey, and Emily Frey's residence is here. There's a problem with her not syncing right now with her bed. She has a bed, which is right here. For some reason it's not showing as having a correct coverage. My intention is going to be to put the Fisherman down the bottom here. Now, I'm not exactly sure how I'm actually going to transition him down here and get him down here. There's a potential where I can take him underneath the farm here, and I've also got intention to chop this farm in half, because we kind of went a bit silly when we first got the farm and went nuts just kind of getting all sorts of animals in here and making loads of space for them, and we really don't need all of this stuff. It's just the animals are just eating all the food far too quickly, and we really don't need all the food as much as we've kind of produced. So there's a possibility I may bring it down one or two ways. I might kind of go here and then go down and into the rock face here for Melville, and then once we've got a house for him, he's going to be sort of having rooms and whatnot sort of coming out of that rock face there, which I think will be really cool, and will give him some cool verandas and stuff. Get rid of all these animals that are just hanging around here, because they all hang for some reason weirdly underneath the farm. I don't understand why that's happening, but you know, one of the many little glitches and weird things that happens. And so we'll get rid of a few of them. And that waterfall there is actually coming from my residence, and what I did was just sort of plant some bamboo down here just to kind of see how it would come out. I think I'm kind of liking it actually. And what I'll do is probably dig all of this area here out, and we'll make all of this a big sort of, you know, fishing area and whatnot for our old mate the Fisherman. And I'll perhaps have a path. I've, you know, haven't really overly thought that much about it, but I may even have a path down here where everybody from the town can actually kind of come down and sort of visit the park and visit the water as well, quite possibly, because we have added, and this is a new addition since our last build video as well, we have added a pool here where our capybaras are living. They tend to just sit in there and not come out. I don't understand why. I've given them plenty of room to get out. It's just a weird thing they're doing. It's fine. And yeah, that's one sort of other addition as well. And for the other survivor, we've got the hairdresser. So, and that's what our main sort of feature is going to be today. So what we had is this whole space that's kind of here, which was just next to the Alchemist, which was just sort of a wall, and what I decided was that I was going to sort of cut into that and have Elio in here. So coming through his front door here, we've got the new building block here, which is the Drac Temple block, and I've given him some of the new sort of palms and whatnot, and the new lights as well. And also these new so yeah, they're the throne room lamps and whatnot. And we've also got the golden window frames in a giant size, which are at the door for him. And on the inside, we've also got the castle wall furniture and whatnot as well. And on his floors, which is also new, we've also got red carpet block. And I'm not sure whether I'm going to need this drain here. I may have to find other places and other ways because I've still got a lot of water problems. Because adding the cool extra element of the water, which was also another addition, sorry to kind of get sidetracked once again, but the other addition that we've made since the last build as well was that now we've actually got water. We put it coming down from up the top and left a lot of our sort of blue block there. We left a lot of it there and put the water in there so that it kind of lights the water up a bit and makes it kind of how I initially envisaged it, sort of being very bright and, you know, a little bit kind of otherworldly and giving a sort of beautiful faint glow to the place. So we're still having a lot of water problems there. And the one thing with having this water here as well, and I've tried sort of digging it right down and having it not quite as deep as well, is that it has to be sort of at a certain kind of depth, so I can't sort of have the path as down low, which was about there, where you had very clear access to the water if you're walking along. So we've had to kind of add a bit of a ledge here where people can kind of sit and sit next to the water. But if they're going across the main bridge to the Botanic Gardens over here, they have to sort of have a bit of a different approach to it. So yes, that's one of the things that we did. And getting back to our new survivor, Elio. So yes, inside he's got all the new throne room furniture now. And I've started doing the hairdressing salon for him, but I haven't quite finished. So what we had here was just a couple of stools and, you know, the standard tables and whatnot that you fit in the hairdressing salon. And I guess we can have that chair there as a waiting room. That was kind of what my intention was. Then I'll make a desk here for him as well, and I've given him all of the new sort of throne room blocks for all of his walls. What the heck's going on with that wall there? While that's doing that, I was kind of messing around with a few different things, kind of building, so I must have added an extra layer in there without realising what I was doing. Alright, so yes, that was one of the things that we sort of made a start on. The other thing that we made a start on for Elio as well was that, there we go, it's a bit better, is that we started to kind of carve out a bit of a residence out the back here for him, and again it's full of water, so I need to fix it. And with that in mind, I sort of had ideas of kind of giving him similar to what the Chinese New Year lady has, where she has kind of a spot which looks over the town centre for recreation for her. Because, you know, she's at work all day. So what we did for him as well is we carved out a little spot for him up here. We haven't really sort of populated it too much as yet. I've got one of the little lanterns in here and a couple of chairs and a table here and some of that new plant and whatnot. And again, all using all of the new block. Now I use these doors here, I can't remember what these doors are called, but they've got this sort of green cube in them. I thought those sort of were the best-ish fit for the drac blocks. And so what we've started on as well is we're kind of very limited with the spot that we have, because its proximity to everything else is extremely close. So what I did to give him some privacy was to plant some of the new bamboo there. And as you probably would have seen from the top up here, it doesn't really sort of, you know, go too crazy with everything else. It's just kind of, you know, goes all right with all the rest of the trees that are all there. So that gives him some, you know, peace of quiet there. And I've got a couple of coffee trees and stuff that are planted around the place here as well to kind of give him some privacy, and that sort of gives a bit of privacy for people who are coming down from the town centre here and coming down from the citizens' residences, which are up here, which is where all of the other survivors live, and where I'm going to put little sort of, you know, eventually when I do get around to it, where I'm going to put residences for all the other people, you know, the imaginary NPCs that are in the game. So I've got a couple of the, you know, survivor places here, but they're only sort of very small, which you would have seen in the last build videos. But I've still got all this space out here to fill out, and I'll put a few sort of smaller residences in there, and we've got all of this space at the back out here as well. So there's tons and tons of space for us to fill out with, you know, just sort of little houses and whatnot, just tiny little pokey ones, and tons of space into that rock face as well. So tons of room. So yeah, for everybody who's coming from here, this is the way they sort of mostly get down into the town centre, which is where all of the vendors and whatnot are. So, you know, you've got the archer there, you've got the carpenter there, we've got the blowholes there, guy there, we've got the blacksmith there, we've got the bard there, we've got the farmer there, and we've got the alchemist over here, and now we've got Elio here. So yes, that was the sort of general gist of what's going on there. And what I did to kind of get around linking him up, and I haven't sort of completely finalised this yet, was created a little sort of stairs and sort of dug back into the hall for him, into the wall for him. And what I wanted to do was kind of give him a back exit from his shop, and then he can come up to his residence. And I've still got to mess around with this quite a bit, because that wall there is the wall that's stopping all of the water coming out of the waterfall from flooding everywhere into here. So I need to kind of take that into consideration, and I can't go too far through this wall up here as well. I need to be careful at least, because I can't do it too high. I probably can go about, I think, this high before I start sort of getting water leakage in. Just purely because of our proximity to the waterfall, which is just behind here. And when you would have seen the original build, we had this little waterfall thing kind of came into Flameborn's cafe, and that was all sort of blue blocks, but now it's actually water. And one of the other little kind of jobs and little things that I messed around with as well was fixed all of the water flow up that came into the Alchemist here. And I had all of his equipment in here, but I decided that because he's the Alchemist and he deals with you know, potions and whatnot, that this is where the town bath can be. So people can come in here and, you know, immerse themselves in the potions and whatnot that the Alchemist creates in those little baths. And the Alchemist has still got his little creation room and whatnot down here, downstairs here. So he's still got his own space. And really. So that was another thing that we kind of did and got going. And the other thing that I wanted to sort of do as well was create a side entrance or a side garden for the hairdresser as well. Because we had all of this space that was kind of out the back of Flameborn's here, which was sort of the kids' park, really. And it's only like, I don't know, maybe an 8x8, maybe 16 block kind of space that we've sort of taken away next to the stairs here, because it went from kind of the stairs to out here, just kind of sitting there. And I thought, oh, you know, let's just borrow some of that and we'll make his own little space where he's got his own little garden here. So that's what we've created here, and we're going to have this going down into his bedroom. It'll be kind of a sunken bedroom thing that'll be going down there. And so that's as far as we've gotten so far. So we've got just you know, the standard sort of castle equipment there. We've got those large old gates there, which is kind of thematic for him. We've got the same sort of door that he's got as the front door on his salon itself, and also the on the side door of his little private entry there. And on the front door for him, what we did as well is a big stone sliding gate, and that's kind of green, which sort of fits in with the drac blocks as well. And you can see I've got those larger gold gates there as well. So that is the entire update for him, and I kind of made these stepping the walls up the side kind of step as well, which was a bit of a theme. I made the walls kind of step up there and also up here as well. Kind of have a bit of a thematic kind of thing going for him. So our next steps will be just to kind of calculate exactly how far down we're going to go with the build, and how this is actually going to work out here, coming out the back of the salon. Because there's potential for me to make it sort of around about this way here, which will be the height of his little private veranda area, which overlooks the town centre. So I'm still yet trying to work that out, but that's a work in progress. Because this here was sort of, you know, I just kind of dodged it and went as I go, as I always do. There's never really a kind of concrete plan. I just kind of start building, and then whatever happens, happens. So, and you can see here that we're sort of right underneath the stairs as well. And so I've kind of, you know, built right up against them, and we've filled in those side blocks there with the new block. The new drac blocks. So they're all sort of thematic and match up. And yeah, that's about as far as we've gotten so far. The next, and I've made sort of a little sort of cheating some light into the space as well there. So that little space there kind of exists as just a kind of tiny little garden, which was under the bridge to the Botanic Gardens that were here. So I've kind of cheated a bit of light from there. We've got that mill there at the moment. That's because you know, I put the paddle wheel up there. I'll probably move the paddle wheel or put another paddle wheel somewhere else, perhaps in here, maybe, I don't know. I'll work it out. Maybe I'll even put it out the back of this, where it's super duper hidden, and then I can put the mill kind of out the back here somewhere. So I sort of still intended that this is kind of a kids play area sort of thing. But we put the trampoline here, and we put in a new bridge here, because this bridge was kind of right here going across. But it's not there anymore. Removed it. So yeah, I've still got a lot of messing around to do, and as you can see, this build is exceptionally detailed. There's so much going on. You know, it's easily a couple of 100 hours of building here, easily. Probably like, you know, 30 to 40 hours for each of the survivors. So there's still a heck of a lot to go. Alright, well, I think that'll be it for us for this one. Next time we get together, we'll hopefully have the rest of Elio's residence fleshed out, and also his salon, and I'll make some more lights and whatnot for him as well, and we'll have his residence all sorted with some adequate lighting for him as well. Alright, thanks very much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.